Wang opens up about this for the first time, and you won't want to miss what he has to say, so please make sure to subscribe right now to stay connected to every moment of his journey. In a moment of rare vulnerability, Dylan steps forward with a calm yet resolute presence, breathing gently as he begins to share what lies in the deepest corner of his heart. What unfolds is not just a confession, it's a window into an inner world seldom seen. We hear the quiet tremor in his voice, the steady inhale before each carefully chosen word. This is the moment he breaks the silence, not out of obligation, not for spectacle, but because the truth inside him has grown too big to hold back any longer. The stillness around him holds its breath as he starts by saying that he has carried this secret for years, weighted it with expectation, the kind that pressurizes until it bends you toward the breaking point, unless you find a way to stand. He pauses, just a heartbeat, and you sense that with this admission, he is already lighter. The revelation comes softly. He confesses that despite outward success and the bright lights, despite the accolades and the constant hum of cameras, he has struggled with something deeply human, something that many see as triumph but is often a mask over fragile self-worth. He has suffered from crippling self-doubt, the kind that whispers that you're never enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough, despite proof to the contrary. The echo of those whispers grew over time, unrelenting, resonating whenever he stepped up on stage or faced the blank page of a new project. He thought that admitting this, facing it aloud, would expose him as a fraud, so he held it in, rehearsing a facade of confidence while falling apart on the inside. As the confession flows, the sound of his breath becomes grounding. He doesn't shout it, he doesn't dramatize it. Instead, he shares the ordinary moments in which self-doubt hit hardest, before a big shoot, when it felt like his heart might be pulled out by anxiety, in the middle of an interview, his hands trembling as he fought to keep a steady voice, when the weight of expectations, his own and everyone else's, felt as though it were crushing his chest. Each memory he recounts is delivered with quiet clarity, almost conversational, as though he's speaking to a close friend aware of his struggle all along. Yet he stays with the discomfort, because the deeper purpose of opening up now outweighs the fear. He explains that hiding behind a perfect image has never helped, it only deepened the cracks. He needed the world to see the cracks, because only then could he, and perhaps others, learn that perfection isn't the key to belonging, but authenticity is. There's a shift when he turns to the present. He talks about what changed, what pushed him past the fear of exposure. He recalls a deeply meaningful encounter, perhaps a moment on set or a candid conversation with a friend, when someone told him that bravery lies in being seen, flaws and all. That insight, offered without judgment, became a mirror held up to his own soul, revealing the courage that had already been there, dormant. The realization settled in. By owning his vulnerability, he wasn't losing fans, he was inviting connection on a deeper level. This realization became the underside of his decision to speak now. He wants to say to those who see him as a figure on screen, I am human. You might be battling your own demons. Maybe you're terrified someone will peek beneath your mask. You are not alone. There is strength in your fear, and more importantly, strength in your willingness to let others in. The camera, and you, the audience, aren't here to judge the broken bits. You're here to witness the healing. The tone shifts subtly as he acknowledges the privilege and responsibility of his platform. He's mindful of the voices that look to him. He recognizes that his admission could feel like permission, an invitation to speak up, to reveal buried fears, to call for help. He doesn't take that lightly. With humility, he says that this is not just about him, it's about every person who has ever felt small, inadequate, unseen. In that message, he finds purpose beyond his own narrative. There's a moment where he describes the aftermath of speaking up. The relief of letting go is immediate, like air rushing into lungs that didn't realize they were holding their breath. But it's followed by something else, the quiet space where healing begins. He didn't expect the flood of supportive messages to come so quickly, from friends, from fans, from people who identified with what he said and felt only courage to reach out. I thought I was alone, they said. Your honesty made me brave. Those words, he admits, echo louder than any praise he's ever received. Throughout, the narrator voice maintains a tone of quiet admiration, honoring the weight of every admission, every hesitation, every leap into honesty. You can sense the relief and the optimism that frames the rest of the message. Self-doubt remains, but it's now part of the story, not the whole story. He knows there will still be days when the mask is hard to remove, when the whispers resurge. But he also knows something else: he's not wearing the mask alone anymore, and neither do you have to. He shifts, looking outward, towards the future. He intends to steward his platform with continued transparency, to share more than just glossy highlights. Not in pursuit of applause, but in pursuit of authenticity. He wants to share when things are hard, when he fails, when he feels small, and to celebrate when he rises, learns, and grows. He hopes to normalize the spectrum of human emotion in a space that often pretends otherwise. He pauses at the edge of something fragile: hope. He's not standing on solid ground yet, but he's stepping forward, with both fear and faith as companions. And he invites you, yes, you, to walk that path with him. To see your own courage reflected in the mirror of his honesty. In the quiet that follows his final words, there's a sense of invitation. This is not a one-time reveal, but the opening of an ongoing conversation. The narrator gently concludes, "Thank you for being here, for listening, for choosing connection over appearance." Subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's continue this journey together, because every brave word shared creates space, not just for one, but for many.